So what is the secret of his success? We are joined by Gulnaz Sharafutdinova, Senior Lecturer from the Russia Institute at King's College London. Thank you very much for coming in. Any Western leader who was polling at 85% support from his or her populace would be so thrilled. How on earth does President Putin do this?
Well, there are several, I guess, things going into it, and one of the key ones just shows how powerful media and you guys are. And in Russia, you have a situation where informational space is controlled and directed from the Kremlin, and people pretty much get all their information and all their worldviews and all the agendas, what to think about and how to think about it, from one source. So it's quite, it just tells about the power of media and control over media.
Yes, I read somewhere that 85% of the population just get their information from the media. So controlling that is incredibly strong, incredibly powerful.
You can really sort of set the stage, to explain that there is no real alternative to this leadership. You can show how competent you are, and indeed, the years of economic growth until at least 2008, 2009 were quite, very beneficial for many Russians, and they made Russians believe that, okay, we have this competent leader, and if you have, especially, all the showing offs of masculinity and virility, and it just works, especially in a little bit more traditional society.
Well, the thing is, when we see, especially in the West, when we see images of him with his chest bared, doing all these action poses that you talk about, it just seems a little bit of a joke. It's a bit light-hearted, a bit tongue-in-cheek, and yet, how is it seen in Russia?
You're right that now it's seen like that, but some years ago, if we talk about, say, Mussolini's Italy, leaders showing off their virility and strength has been actually quite popular. So we're talking about Western societies changing in the last 50, 60 years in terms of their political correctness, in terms of gender roles. And in Russia, that move after Soviet modernity actually has been probably vice versa, going in a different direction.
What about the T-shirts? We see his image on T-shirts. Is that people wearing them tongue-in-cheek, or do they genuinely feel empowered by him?
Many people do feel empowered. They feel powerful through a powerful leader, and perceive themselves to live in a more powerful state, having a greater role in Russia. But there are those who also wear it just out of humor and tongue-in-cheek, as you say.
So there is a bit of that. But obviously, sanctions following on from Russia's annexation of Crimea are having an effect on the general public, and yet still Putin has their support. Is there something in the Russian psyche that they have to have a strong leader?
I don't believe in that, that there is something in Russian psyche. I believe any society which is economically impoverished and weak and feels vulnerable would have a desire for a strong leader. And also, once again, media comes in, and all that pain from sanctions is directed right back at the West, that here is the enemy, here is the West that makes it so painful for us. So it's just the media makes it work to promote the same message that is pounded over again and again.
Excellent. Well, Gulnaz Sharafutdinova from King's College London, thank you very much for sharing your expertise on just the secret power of President Putin. Thank you very much.